At the beginning of this video, let me first ask the audience a question. Do you know who Truman is? In the NPC conversation in Meroria, we can find a dream machine. This is a masterpiece made by Z-Bug. After he left the Henriette Consortium, he hid in the lower city. Annabella tried to find him more than once. All were shunned by him tactfully. He even sent a threatening letter to Annabella. He said in the letter that if Annabella haunted him again, he's going to be rude. It's the same as our guess. Z-Bug is really a talented person. Except that he can make the Consortium's robots become awakened ones. In addition, he hasn't been idle since he left the Consortium. At present, we can know that he is still doing two things. The first thing is to continue to awaken the will of the robot. But this time, it's not just about awakening the wisdom of robots, but began to give them gender and character. This is most obvious in Lily and Marcus. Lily is a security robot forcibly kidnapped by Z-Bug. After being kidnapped, she not only awakened her wisdom, even have gender awareness. And this may not be the first case. In this respect, the Security Special Force feels dangerous. The second thing is the Dream Machine. 20 minutes of experience is equivalent to 4 years. 500 Mira can make someone else work for 48 months. This is more capitalist than capitalist. In addition to the Dream Machine, also mentioned a boy named Truman. So here comes the question. Who on earth is Truman? In the movie The Truman Show, Truman is one of 6 babies adopted by the television production team. Fortunately, he was born when the show was broadcast. So he became the protagonist of the strongest reality show in history. Audiences all over the world watched it born. Accompany him to learn to walk and go to school to pick up girls. His life is broadcast live 24 hours a day. He doesn't have any privacy. But he lives in such a fictional world. Everything around him is set. Friends, neighbors, and family are all actors. His everyday is a designed script. Only he doesn't know this. Even the place where he lives is fake. The sky, the sun, and the weather are all fake. This is Truman's world. A performance in which only one person is deceived in the world. But it's such an amazing show. The income of Truman's show can catch up with the income of a small country. Why is this show so popular? Why is everyone in front of the screen watching Truman's life? Even restless because you can't see Truman? This is because Truman's world is the life we want in our ideal. No hypocrisy. No lies. A virtual world that escapes the rules of modern society. That's right. Truman's world is like the games we play in real life. The actors in it are the NPC we come into contact with in the game. They have their own character settings and behavior settings. The whole world serves Truman alone. But then again, in Tower of Fantasy, Truman did the exact opposite. In the movie, Truman discovered the falsehood of the world. He began to try to escape from the virtual world. And what people didn't expect is, viewers in front of the television also expressed their approval for this behavior. But with the help of a dream machine, Truman in Tower of Fantasy immerse himself in this virtual world. He can't even extricate himself. A 10-year-old body holds a 40-year-old soul. This is the status of Truman in Tower of Fantasy. This point, Kirito in the anime Sword Art Online should have a better say. After the Alice incident was resolved, Kirito and Asuna have stayed in the underground world for more than 200 years. When they return to reality, both have been souls living 200 years. This kind of existence is terrible, obviously at the same physical age. But experience and knowledge are not in the same level. Fortunately, they chose to delete this part of the experience. Please delete the 200-year memory after the beginning of the extreme acceleration phase. But Truman in Tower of Fantasy inherited these memories due to nostalgia for the virtual world. In the end, he chose to return to his dream. He thinks dreams are his reality. But when he died in a dream, finally, he returned to reality. This reminds me of the conversation between Kirito and Asuna. They really wanted to stay in Sword Art Online, but they are worried that the body outside won't hold up. Truman is just the opposite. The body outside can hold up. Virtual dreams don't last that long. But it can't help but make people wonder. If such a young child has 80 years of experience, so what kind of existence will Z-Bug be? It means that a normal person has passed a day. And he may have been there for thousands of years. But it may not be so exaggerated. After all, the brain capacity is not enough. After learning about Truman of Tower of Fantasy, let's talk about Z-Bug's Dream Machine project. What on earth does he want to do? He hires capable people to experience dream machines. In fact, it is helping him improve his virtual world. Here we can quote the setting of Inception. In Inception, people who can create dreams are called dreamers. Z-Bug's virtual world obviously needs to be filled in a lot of details. To do this, he needs talents from all walks of life to help him. In fact, there are some allusions to the current situation of Tower of Fantasy game. At present, Tower of Fantasy is also short of talents in various fields. But since it's an interpretation, we still focus on the direction of the plot. So when the dream is done, what's his plan? The two people who have the most say in this question are the following: Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Obito. Infinite Tsukuyomi, I believe many people have heard of it. Pull everyone into the illusion. To create a virtual world. There is no war or pain in this world. Only happiness and happiness. It sounds wonderful. But the virtual world is fake after all. But let's take a look at this bug at the moment. He has the potential to develop in this direction. The darkness of Meroria. You can already see it frequently in copywriting. Advertisements like psoriasis everywhere. Dark, narrow streets. Shops trying to survive in a crack. Beehive housing. Telling us all the time. Under the bustling lights and wine. It is the dying struggle of the poor. How many people can't afford to live uptown? And forced to live in the lower city? If we can get all the people into the dream world. Isn't that a relief? The forces of discontent growing downtown are not small at all. Just like League of Legends' battle between two cities. The rich rely on science and technology. The poor rely on mutation. The lower city never gave up resistance. It's just because of Hycro's strength that they has been holding back. What is the strength of the downtown area now? First, robot technology with SPUG. The stronghold of the Henriette Consortium has been transferred to the lower city. For years have passed so far. And now more than 50% of the robots in the Meroria are made by Consortium. Now we can also see there are more and more awakened ones among robots. Now the fighting ability of Consortium droids may not be worse than that of the Security Special Force. If they start a rebellion, Hycros may not be able to suppress it now. Another part of the strength is genetic mutation. Fenrir comes from lower city and has not long become famous. In the words of Meroria, we can tell. She's not just a human being. The name Fenrir refers to the giant wolf in Nordic mythology. Coincidentally, Fenrir's famous song is called Wolves. Therefore, it can be speculated that Fenrir also comes from a secret organization from downtown. She managed to escape. Then was picked up and idolized. Then we also know who attacked Fenrir. It's the organization that studies genetic mutation. Learned from Annabella's simulacrum communication. Finreal invited Annabella to be his bodyguard. For now, Zbug is likely to be the next big boss. We need to take this opportunity to make public the existence of the Funeral Society and do a big job. From the plot, he has ideas and ambitions. And is not too bad. But his idea is more radical. Even kidnap the robots of the Security Special Force. And then contact the threatening letter he sent to Annabella. It can be speculated that he will be a tricky role in the later stage. For the protagonist group, who can compete with Zbug technically, is our naive ace mechanic Shelly. She casually gets a circuit board in the Consortium. And be able to create the Master Bobo. She goes to the Security Special Force. And can get a women's wear robot. She's really impeccable in terms of mechanical transformation ability. But her IQ may not be high. If we're really going to fight, Shelly may be the ACE. The strength of individual soldiers depends on Sirius. But to face the tactics of the Sea of People, it depends on Shelly's technical skill. There are two characters who haven't shown up yet. One is Alice, the newcomer to the security department. The other is a red-haired woman who stands with Saki Fuwa. Will she be the head of Security Special Force? Or the master of Mirafleur Hall? Or both? Let's wait and see. That's all for this video. Follow Xiaofeng and take you to experience a different Tower of Fantasy. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.